We're going to give you a demonstration on just how durable this new way is. Watch this. Now, if you take a look at this, there's not even any cracks in it. Just a heartbreaking update, but hopefully some closure for the family. We're here at the Middletown access point on South Union Street. We're going to give you a look at what we can see. We are pulled back from the river at this point. This is the inspection sticker from the state, but right next to it should be the okay from the state police. And they tell us the number of the violations they found was alarming. This new type of treatment court requires an offender to show up here to the courthouse 5 times a week and face a judge. They say it's not going to be easy for a participant, but it may save their life. Definitely a lot of excitement here, a lot of cheers erupting during Scott Wagner's speech. You can take a look around the room. There's still a lot of supporters here taking pictures, really celebrating this moment. We're going to show you up here this tree. Actually, we were on our way to another report of trees down in the Dover area, and we came upon this. You can see this tree is down, completely covering Mill Creek Road. Traffic has been turning around here. 2 candles remain lit here on the field where Bill Wolf spends his spare time coaching. Tonight, his family, his friends, the community gathered here praying and hoping that he's alive. Mayor Helfrich just spoke to us very briefly. All he could tell us was that multiple firefighters have been injured, and this is an active scene, and it will continue to be an active scene for quite some time. Both of Deputy Marshall Hill's children go to the Northeastern School District, and when students got wind of this, they sent a simple tweet, which turned into this over here, a sea of blue in support of his family. Just take a look at the number of fire trucks here today. This is just an amazing sight, of course, with the American flag draping over top, but just dozens of fire trucks, a lot of them with that black bunting on the front of them, showing their support for their brothers here in York City. The Game Commission actually sets up donuts leading up to the trap, so when the bear crawls inside, it will reach the back pedal, and that's when the door will shut. Earlier, we showed you a chair with wings that was being carved. Well, take a look at this. This is actually a dog that is being carved right now. Rob and Jasmine, just moments ago, officials cleared the scene here in Middletown. We are at the Middletown access, which is off South Union Street, and this is where Madeline's body was discovered about 3 hours ago. The district attorney's office tells us it was a team effort to find Madeline. This is video from earlier today when the Fish and Boat Commission was out on the water. They searched all day long, but were called off around 5:30 tonight due to weather. But like we said, her body was discovered just a few hours later around 8 p.m. At this point, we do not know who found her body. District Attorney Franchardo will be giving a statement tomorrow. We spoke with Madeline's grandmother earlier in the week. This is how she described her beloved granddaughter.
So smart. Oh, does she look like both of them? Oh, she was such a smart girl. She'd always want your attention, and she loved to sing. Oh, and her blonde hair, blue eyes. She's adorable.
And those families just left the scene at around 10:35 tonight. Just a heartbreaking update for them, but hopefully the closure that they need. It's been a very long 72 hours for them as they have been waiting for this answer. For now, live in Middletown, Dauphin County, Erika Shych, CBS 21 News. 2 candles remain lit here on the field where Bill Wolf spends his spare time coaching. Tonight, his family, his friends, the community gathered here praying and hoping that he's alive. Holding hands and hoping that one of their own will be found soon.
It's just very difficult, very difficult.
Friends and family of Bill Wolf filled the baseball field where he can usually be found coaching Little League, just one of many sports he coaches.
Bill's just a good guy, just a great guy. The kids that he involves with his wrestling and his football and stuff, everybody loves him.
Family tells us Bill was on an anniversary trip in Las Vegas with his wife Robin, enjoying the music festival when it turned deadly. His aunt Dora Wolf says he was shot, but that's all they know.
The sad part is that his wife and he were separated when it occurred, and she has had no word as to what hospital he's in, what his condition is. And the waiting is what's the most heartbreaking thing for all of the family, for everyone, but especially for her.
While the hours drag on for the family, they say they find comfort in a community that stands up when a family is down.
He was loved. He is loved, absolutely loved.
Everybody just dropped whatever they were doing and decided we needed to come to Dock Norcross and support Bill's family.
And his family tells us that they want everyone here in Central PA to share a photo of him to any of their friends, family, or connections in Las Vegas, hoping someone has seen him or knows his condition. They say anything would help. You can find all of that information on our website, CBS21.com. Live in Shippensburg, Erika Shych, CBS 21 News. This is 4.5-year-old Isaiah Martin. This video went viral yesterday after his teachers recorded him singing the Eagles' fight song. Today we got to meet the Lancaster native and learned more about his love for the birds. Isaiah Martin is anything but shy. That's why his mom says when she picked him up from school yesterday, it was no surprise that the 4.5-year-old had performed for his class.
They said, well, we kind of think it might garner some attention. He really did a really cute rendition of the Eagles song for us. And I just kind of shrugged my shoulders, okay.
This video of Isaiah singing the Eagles' fight song posted by Schreiber Pediatric Rehab in Lancaster has had more than 295,000 views and thousands of shares on Facebook.
He just has a personality that just radiates, and I think it came across in that video.
Isaiah has a severe form of osteogenesis imperfecta, or OI, that causes his bones to break easily.
Go Eagles, that's right.
But it hasn't slowed him down or affected his love for the Philadelphia Eagles. Road to victory.
We actually were lucky enough to meet a few of the Eagles, and I think that's what really sealed the deal. I mean, we've always kind of, pushed the Eagles on him a little bit because we've been Eagles fans our whole lives.
It really brings him, not that he has much of a shell, but it brings him out. He loves being the center of attention and more or less performing for people.
And while the Super Bowl is past his bedtime, they say he'll be staying up late Sunday to cheer on his birds.
I wouldn't feel bad for him. His life might be a little tougher than the average person, but he absolutely loves what he does every day.
So adorable. And his dad tells us if the Eagles win, he'd love to take Isaiah to the parade, but says it may be a little hard to do. He tells us, though, he'd just be happy with a win on Sunday. For Thomas Piles,
knowing to have your best friend gone, it destroyed me.
The search for his brother Eric never ends. In December of 2000, Eric got off his school bus in Jonestown, Lebanon County, and never returned home.
We spent hours beyond hours, weeks by weeks, looking for him and found nothing. He just up and gone, vanished.
Today, the case remains unsolved.
Once in a while, right out to where he went missing and trying to sit there and wrap my head around it a little bit, and I can't figure it out.
Eric's case is registered with the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. This is the photo that his family provided when he went missing, and this is the composite that the center has made to show what he may look like today. This composite is made by a team of forensic artists, and to understand how this becomes this, we traveled to Alexandria, Virginia to meet the team.
When a child goes missing and they've been missing 2 years or longer, they hit that 2-year mark, they're considered a long-term case. And what we want to do is age progress their photo.
Christy Andrews works in the forensic imaging unit at the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, taking photos like Eric's and age progressing them. Eric's photo is one of more than 6,500 that the center has worked on since its inception in 1990.
Right off the bat, David has a lot of similarities between himself and his father. The nose is very similar, the cheeks.
When a case comes to their desk, the first thing they request is photos of family members.
We take a look at them, again, how is that family aging? Who do they look like? We have to look at the parents and find out, whose eyes are these? Whose nose is this?
But it's not just family traits and features that they take into consideration. They also ask for details of the case that may help them.
If that child's taken by a parent, they may be living fairly comfortably. versus, again, a runaway child who may be living on the street or might be smoking, doing drugs. That affects how you age.
Using Adobe Photoshop, the child's face is carefully morphed into what the artist believes the child may look like today. It can take up to 8 hours to complete. For Thomas, it's difficult to look at both the composite and the original photo of his brother.
It's hard to see him. I mean, especially his the school picture. That's really hard to see. I mean, because that's you know, I guess thinking that's what he looked like the last time I see him.
But for Andrews, who spends hours looking at each detail, it's her job.
You kind of feel like you know each child a little bit, and kind of have a little, not a bond, but you know, kind of a rapport with this person, even though you've never met them.
NCMEC says of these 6,500 cases where an age progression has been done, more than 1,300 children have been found.
Even if that age progression hasn't affected the case too much, you kind of feel like you've done your part in a little way.
But for these composites to play a role in finding these missing children, the center says they need your help.
Our job doesn't mean anything unless people look at these composites.
They can be found on mailers, at certain stores like Walmart, and by going to the center's website. For the family of Eric Piles, they hope the public takes the time and looks, because they say you never know who you may recognize.
If they see somebody that resembles them, call the police department, call somebody, reach out, because 18 years, but it's been a long time.